This is the plaintiff, John Orr. He says he was waiting in his car for his wife while she was shopping, and all of a sudden he heard a big loud thud. The defendant's shopping cart got away from her and slammed into his car, denting it. The woman apologized and then said it wasn't her fault and tried to drive away. Huh? She still says it's the shopping center's fault her cart got away, but he begs to differ and is suing for the $545.13 it's going to take to repair his car. This is the defendant, Tracy Lindenmuth. She says the parking lot at the shopping center is so steep you could ski down it in the winter. Just as she was loading her belongings into her car with 3 screaming kids, a huge gust of wind from Hurricane Irene blew the cart down the hill and into the plaintiff's car, and there's no way it's her fault. She's accused of letting one get away.
Okay, John Orr, you are suing Tracy Lindenmuth?
Yes.
Lindenmuth, for $543.13 in damages to your car that you say happened as a result of her negligence. Tell me what's going on.
I was in a shopping center in the parking lot waiting for my wife who was shopping in Bye Bye Baby, and I'm listening to the radio, and suddenly there's a commotion on the side of my car. I hear something and feel something hit my car.
Ow.
And I turn to my right, and I can see the defendant kind of looking through the window at me with a shopping cart. And I got out of the car, walked around, looked at the damages, and she was very apologetic. She said she was very sorry and something about 3 kids, and she was getting them in the car, and she had a big box. And
How old are your kids?
11, 9, and 20. It was 20 months at the time.
Okay.
And taking the box out, the car got away from her, and it kind of ran up against the side of my car.
Okay.
And it's a 2010 RAV4, and it has no other damage in it.
Do you have a picture of the damage?
Yes, I do.
May I see it?
You want all the pictures or just?
All the pictures. Oh, what else could you have pictures of but the damage? I mean, you're not going to show me pictures of like your kids or grandkids or something, right?
Well, I could, but. Actually, I have pictures of the parking lot to show that it's relatively flat.
Well, what's this a picture of? Her?
That's a picture of her backing up when she was leaving.
Okay, so when you talk to her, what happens?
Well, as I said, she apologized, and as I was looking at the scratch, I was feeling it with my thumbnail to see how deep it was, and I heard her car start up, and she was kind of getting ready to leave. And I knocked on the window, and I said, "Look, are we done here?"
Was she parked in the car next to yours?
She was parked right next to me.
Right next.
Right next to me. And I asked her if we were done, and she said, "Well, yeah." I said, "Well, I have an 18-inch scratch in my car. Who's going to pay to fix this?" And she said it wasn't her fault. No, it's not my fault. It's the parking lot's fault.
Okay.
And I said, "Well, I think it's your fault." And she said, "Well, I don't." And I said, "Well, I'd like to pursue this." And she gave me her information. And I contacted her a couple times. So I asked her if she wanted to do this, and she said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, I'll see you in court."
All right. What's going on?
Okay. I was shopping in Bye Bye Baby with my kids. I was coming back. I put the kids into the car, and just, I had them in the car, and I opened up my trunk. I was putting the bag in the car, and right when I was putting the trunk down, I looked over, and my cart was rolling.
Okay.
And I took like 3 steps to go get it, and I grabbed the cart, but it was too late. And then he came out, and,
Okay. I'm sorry. Whose fault would it be then?
Whose fault?
You don't think it's your fault?
Well, no, because, it was really windy that day, and I have pictures of the parking lot, and
Okay.
I
what?
I think that the parking lot's very hilly.
Okay. But that's a parking
very
lot you were
steep.
walking on. You weren't beamed there.
No,
you,
but
you were walking, so you knew how hilly it was when
Right.
you let go of the cart,
But my
right?
cart, I thought my cart was secure. It was sitting
Oh,
there.
I know you didn't
Yeah.
ram it into him to scratch his car.
Not
I
at
know you
all.
thought it was secure, but it turned out it wasn't. So what is your premise that is, if it's not your fault, whose is it? He just has to eat the scratch that happened because that kind of thing will
Well,
happen?
I thought, I did speak to Bye Bye Baby.
Uh-huh.
I talked to the manager there, and he told me that this happens quite a bit in their parking lots.
Oh, good. Well, then, so they're going to pay it, right? They told you they'd indemnify you?
So, is the defendant responsible even if the grade was steep?
I say yes.
Because?
Because they left it there, it's their fault.
And you get the last word.
Yes, definitely, because they left the shopping cart on a steep hill and it hit someone's car. They should give them the money.
Kind of stupid to do that, if you ask me, going inside the courtroom.
They told me
Do you have something from them saying that?
No, I have his card.
There's a surprise.
I know. Well, I went there and they said they couldn't give me anything in writing, but to have him contact the store, and I didn't have his information.
But
so
I don't understand.
even-
I know. I've been in your position. I have 3 children also. I think the way you say she described it is I had 3 screaming kids. I always refer to my kids as 3 screaming kids, even when they're silent.
Well,
I refer to them as 3 screaming kids all the time. I don't know why, because that's just sort of my general impression of them. But you're putting your kids in the car. You've got your packages. You're getting them out. But then at some point you let go, and it starts to roll, and it gets to the other car and scratches the other car. Who do you think is going to be responsible but you?
Well, I put my package in the car, the trunk was closing, and I knew my cart was right next to me.
I know. One time I parked my car, and the person parked their car next to me. And, these shopping centers have a nasty tendency now to make the parking spaces smaller and smaller, like we're all driving mopeds, because they want more cars to park there. I have found that the smaller they make them, the more brazen people get where they just take 2 parking spaces, because we are not going to, we don't all, too many people drive big cars to be able to fit in those times. In fact, my small car doesn't fit in what's left between those 2. But I parked, and I was in a small car, in a regular car, not an SUV. And the person parks next to me, and we're both going to the ATM, and she opens up. This has not happened to me once; it's happened to me twice. But this one person really killed me, because the second person was apologizing. She opens up her car door and scratches my door, and I look at her. I walk out, and there's a scratch on my car. She goes, "Well, that'll happen." I said, "I know that'll happen, but you're the one it happened with." She's like, "Well, that'll happen." And then I just made a decision to eat it. It was a small scratch. I didn't feel like waiting for the police. But he's made a decision not to eat it. It is not a small scratch. It is a scratch that spans about 18 inches of his car. If not you, then who? If you feel that the place is steep, then you need to then sue Bye Bye Baby, and tell them that they have a negligent parking lot that they should know that you're going to let go.
Well,
and that it's going to roll.
I have the weather report from that day, too, and it was gusty winds and downfalls. And
Did you know it was windy? You're out there and it's windy, right?
Yeah.
That's your premise. Okay. So if you know it's windy, why do you let go of the cart?
Well, the downfall happened, while I was in Bye Bye Baby.
You really believe it's not your fault?
No.
You do, right?
I don't believe it's my fault.
I don't understand whose fault you could think it is.
I always put my carts back where they belong.
Well, then why'd you let...
That's my first thing. I was closing my trunk, and then the cart return was 2 spots down. I was just about to go do that, and my cart started rolling.
Okay. And it rolled all the way to the next car.
I looked into comprehensive...
And scratched it.
I'm sorry?
And it rolled all the way to the next car and scratched it. And what were you saying? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I looked into insurance. I have a friend that works at Geico, and she said, it's a comprehensive claim that...
Listen. The question is not, can he go through his insurance? Yes, he could.
Right.
If he has that kind of insurance, which is not mandatory to buy.
Right, I know.
He could go. He chooses not to because he knows exactly who did this to his car, and he wants you to. What we have here is you feeling it's not your fault for letting go of the cart. And the reason you are saying it's not your fault is you're saying, it was windy, that's not my fault. You know it's windy. It was pitched, so it's not my fault. You know it's pitched. You just walked over that line. If you feel that it is someone else's fault, then it is going to be your responsibility to persuade a court of law in the lawsuit that you file against them. Good luck on that. Because the problem that we have in this country is exactly the little microcosm of what's happening right now. Who the heck's fault is it going to be but yours when it was in your hands and you let go? It's not going to be the designer of the city planner. It's not going to be the county for allowing them to pitch the parking lot. You think that Bye Bye Baby did not have a government permit to build that parking lot? Do you think that anything, this is insanity. It happens. It's called an accident. It's an accident, and it happens. It's not, nobody thinks you're an evil person. I just can't believe you're not taking responsibility for it. $543.13, verdict for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Judge.
Well, the "that'll happen" defense didn't go too well for you, did it?
No, it didn't.
Did you really think you could win it by passing the blame to who knows who?
I was a little disappointed. I thought because of the weather and everything that I had a chance.
Yeah. Well, what do you think now?
I'm a little disappointed.
You accept blame? It's your fault? It's your fault?
I guess I can accept blame.
Yeah, we just pulled a tooth out of you, right?
Right, yes.
Okay. All right, head right down there, okay? Wow. So, how you doing here?
I'm doing great now.
All right.
Doing great.
Well, how tough was this to deal with? It wasn't her fault. Didn't you see the pitch on the thing?
Well, you know what? No, everybody gets dents and scratches in your car from parking lots, but
That'll happen.
You're never
right?
in the car when it happens.
Why couldn't you just let it go? That'll happen, like the judge did when it happened to her.
She wouldn't
What's the
accept.
matter?
She wouldn't accept it was her fault. She just said it's not my fault. Whose fault is it?
She finally did, right?
Well, now
here
she
in
knows
all-
whose fault it was.
What do you got for us, Harvey?
Okay, you know, there's such a thing as a design defect where the shopping center might be responsible if it's really a dangerous situation, but it is simply not the case here.